In Taro Tassadar, Protoss players, I'm Gillyweed, but you probably know me better as that disembodied voice inside of your headphones telling you to chrono boost your Nexus over and over again. Today I'll be taking you through the PvP Dark Templar Rush build, where you'll get some Dark Templar, then harass your opponent's probes while you happily expand to your heart's content. In a second I'll ask you to pause the video while you start a game against an easy AI Protoss opponent. Once the game loads, pause it and come back here. Then I'll give you a countdown and you can resume the game. Ready? Pause the video. Welcome back. Get ready to unpause the game and build your first probe in 10 seconds. Four, three, two, one, go. You just started your first probe. Keep building them. You'll build your first pylon after you start your 9th probe. You should have just started your 9th probe. When you get close to 100 minerals, pull the probe out and build a pylon. Then return it to mining. Your pylon should finish around when your 10th probe does. Start an 11th probe as soon as possible and chrono boost it out. Chrono boost your Nexus again when the first one runs out. Pull a probe out to warp in a gateway, then return it to mining. You should be starting your 15th probe. Warp in both assimilators as you get the minerals. Pull out a probe to warp in a pylon. When your assimilators finish, put 2 probes on each. Your gateway is done. Warp in a cybernetics core as soon as possible. You should be at 17 supply. Chrono boost your Nexus again. Warp in a second gateway now. You should be making your 20th probe. Don't make more after this one. When your cybernetics core finishes, research warp gate and build a stalker at your gateway. Warp in a pylon now, then chrono boost your gateway. When your stalker finishes, start making another one and put 1 more probe on each of your gas. Then start a 3rd stalker at your 2nd gateway and chrono boost both gateways. Warp in a Twilight Council now. Your stalkers should finish right around the 5-minute mark. Since you haven't scouted, it's important to be active with these stalkers around your base and the watchtowers to prevent your opponent from building proxy pylons. Start building a mothership core at the Nexus and then warp in another pylon. Build a zealot at each of your gateways. When the Twilight Council finishes, warp in a dark shrine. Your mothership core is done. Use it and your zealots to defend at home while you patrol with your stalkers. Warp in one more gateway now. When warp gate research finishes, transform your gateways into warp gates. Also, send out a probe to build a proxy pylon now. At 400 minerals, start a nexus at your natural. If you're being attacked, postpone this expansion and warp in units to handle the aggression, and then expand. As soon as your third gateway finishes, transform it into a warp gate. Your Dark Shrine is done. Warp in 3 Dark Templar at your proxy pylon, and then use them to harass your opponent's base. As a benchmark, you should have your 3 Dark Templar, plus 3 Stalkers, 2 Zealots, 20 Probes, and a Mothership Core. As you harass, transition into 2 base play by chrono boosting out probes at both nexi. You can follow up by either researching Blink for a Blink Stalker build, or by getting Charge for a Charge Archon army. Have fun killing probes, and good luck!